How are you doing, everyone? I'm the YuGiOh Scrub, but please just call me Bailey. I hope you all liked the last video, the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Playground to Progression. Go check it out. I really want to make this progression series a cool thing on my channel. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I did notice on the analytics, you guys aren't watching it as long, and it's not getting the click-through rate. Now, that's not your fault. Click-through rate can be a lot of new people that YouTube's recommending it to that aren't watching it. Didn't have the greatest thumbnail, not my typical kind of little meme that I like to make. That being said, go check it out if you haven't already, and for a chance to win a giveaway, go comment a number 69 through 420. I'm going to do a random number generator. Whoever gets it closest, I'm going to mail a card to. I'm going to write a little Yu-Gi-Oh! Haiku on the back, maybe a note that will go with it. So if you want a chance to win that, it's going to be something cool, and you can know that it's the first giveaway, and a thank you for 100 subscribers. But let's get to this subscriber request. They wanted to see Panda Burn. I've wanted to play Panda Burn for a while, so let's talk about Panda Burn. It's got 3 Guacagiri Panda, which is a cool panda holding some bamboo. Honestly, it's pretty ferocious. I've never seen a panda with teeth like that. I hope it never sneezes. That'd be terrifying. Panda, great card. 800 attack, but gains 500 for every monster your opponent controls, and does piercing, so it's a really, really good way to basically take advantage mostly of like goat tokens or weak defense position monsters that your opponent puts on the field, and sometimes if they swarm the field, say with like a bunch of goat tokens and then one big attack monster, you can just get over it because Panda can get pretty beefy sometimes. 3 Panda, 3 Giant Rat to help float into the Earth attribute Panda. Giant Rat just being one of the main attribute recruiters, pretty good. Not much needs to be said, but is it a big rat or is it a small rat? The human skull makes me think this is actually like giant rat, which is terrifying. We have 1 Injection Fairy Lily to go with the Giant Rat, just because it's a great thing to be floated into. Any monster that beats over Giant Rat, any tribute, basically you're just like D-Mock. Well, actually, D-Mock would send it, not to the graveyard, but like say it's a BLS, you just bring out the Injection Fairy Lily and you're like, nah, you can't attack. So it's a great card. Exiled Force, another card to be gotten off of the Giant Rat. And then finally, 1 Amazona Swordswoman. I think it's a kind of spicy tech card for a burn deck. If you don't know what it does, your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from battles involving this card instead. So if you slap this on the field and your opponent's at like 300 life points or 1,000 life points or something, they really have to think about attacking because they take the damage. And so if they want to get the monster off the field and get that plus, well, they're giving up the life points. And sometimes you just stop them from attacking at all. We also run 1 Sandgan to just, they can get literally any card we have in the deck, so you gotta run the Sandgan. It's a burn deck, so we're running 3 Wave Motion Cannon. This isn't a card I've used much, but I do like it, and when it's used against me, it can be very annoying. If you don't have any spell and trap removal, say you've already used your MST Heavy Storm, especially like game 1 when you don't know they have it, I like to save these in hand. Sometimes you slap it on field like turn 1 and then it can force out spell and trap removal, but it can just sometimes be overwhelming. If you have 2 of these on field and you've already used your heavy or something, damn, you almost have nothing to do unless you get like a Magician of Faith in the heavy back. Nightmare Wheel, also, it's a good control card. Yes, your opponent gets to keep the monster, it just can't attack, kind of like an early Fiendish Chain, but it's a burn card, and if your opponent has a monster, well, Guacagiri Panda just gets 500 attack for it, and you can just not attack it, so Nightmare Wheel will stay on field and keep doing damage. We also are running 2 level limit ARB into Gravity Bind to slow the game down. Our Sandgan attack, our Injection Fairy Lily can attack, and most importantly, our Guacagiri Pandas can still attack. So that's why we want to run these cards. Other burn cards, 1 Magic Cylinder, 1 Ceasefire, and 1 Ojama Trio. Ceasefire is good for flip monsters. Ojama Trio can put a lot of monsters on our opponent's side of the field, which will be do 300 damage when destroyed, and if you have like 2 Guacagiri Pandas, they will just do piercing damage as well. It can be pretty good. 3 Book of Moon helps with the Panda as well, because sometimes putting your opponent's monster face down, then just doing the piercing over it if they have low defense, something like a Jinzo or Parshaf. 2 Noblemen a Crossout to go with the Book of Moon. Obviously, we're going to be running the Pot of Greed. Let's see, draw 2 cards. Graceful Charity and Delinquent Duo. We are running the Duo in this deck. I think it's worth it. Sometimes in burn decks, I think you can take out the Duo and just commit more to burn and control and just your main strategy and just not care about how many cards your opponent has. But in this case, we are going to run it. Premature Burial, Mystical Space Typhoon, 3 Solemn Judgment just to protect our back row, Call the Haunted, Mirror Force, Torrential, and the best burn card in the format, Ring of Destruction. 2 Kaikus, 2 Deswombats in the side, Breaker the Magical Warrior, Heavy Storm, Snatch Shield, Smashing Ground, Mask of Restrict, Sakratsu Armor. Here's the Snatch Steal in the side deck, and Ojama Trio. If we aren't just being really aggressive, we can bring the Snatch Steal in, but it's a burn deck, so I don't want to be giving my opponent life points. Okay, this is the, 8th time I've tried to film that deck profile, because I just cannot talk today, so let's go ahead and join the pool and hope that it's a good match, because I finally got through all that. Hope you all are having a fantastic day, especially my opponent, who, if they want to click ready, there we go. Dark Magician sleeves and Dark Magician logo. Damn, okay, I appreciate it. I always love someone who really has that love for the old Yu-Gi-Oh! He has Pot of Greed. It's a good start for him. My opening hand is Duo, Guakagiri Panda, Amazon, Swordswoman, Nightmare Wheel, and Ojama Trio. Draw Gravity Bind, okay. That could be a Magician of Faith. I will just summon the Panda, which will be at 1300, and try to attack. See what it is. It's Big Shield Gardner. Okay, so I'll take 1300 instead. And that kind of has me a little concerned. But I'll set the Ojama Trio, and now I'll Delinquent Duo as well. I just wanted, if that was a Faith, I could maybe hit the Pot of Greed out of hand, but it wasn't. Hit the middle card. It was a Emissary of the Afterlife. He is running probably an Exodia deck. Also discards Fusilier Dragon, the dual mode beast. Okay, what is this deck? This is kind of interesting to me. Maybe Skill Drain. But Emissary of the Afterlife. Okay, actually it is when it's sent to the field. I thought it was a flip for a second. Okay, he's not going to attack. I think I'm just going to keep the Ojama Trio set and not give him a better Heavy Storm. Maybe someday I can set the Nightmare Wheel. Okay, he's going to get the dual mode beast back. I would chain Ojama Trio. I guess I should have set the Nightmare Wheel. But what can you do? You live and you learn. Still a little confused on exactly what this deck is. So now he is at 1800, so I'll take 1000. Sets one more. Giant Rat draw. I'll go ahead and set the Giant Rat, and I'll set Nightmare Wheel. If he activates another, it's a Kaiku. I think I'm gonna Nightmare Wheel the Fusilier Dragon. He has a Solemn for it. Alright. It's a Giant Rat, however, so I will be able to get myself probably Injection Fairy Lily here. If he wants to make me eat 2,000 life points and attack with a Kaiku, I'm fine with that. He does not. Guakagiri Panda. I think I go ahead and normal summon the Panda, which is at, because he has 3 monsters right now, 18, 23. And I'm just going to set the Gravity Bind and end my turn. I think it could be a... The way he went for the thumbs up so fast makes me think that he has a Mirror Force. I'm just going to Gravity Bind. He cannot attack. Basically, I want a Judgment, I think, before I go ahead and attack. I'll normal summon the Swordswoman, just because I can, and end my turn. I'm not too afraid of, like, Lightning Vortex or anything. I don't want to set my Mirror Force, though, because he could heavy. Ring of Destruction's a card. Ring of Destruction. Standby main. I definitely want myself... I'm going to set the Ring of Destruction, because I could always hit over, like, the big dragon. And that would do 28 to him, putting him at a very low amount of life points. If he has like Duo or something too. Actually, in theory, could run. Actually, no, I can't attack with the Swordswoman Gravity Bind. I was like, I could run the Swordswoman into the Fusilier Dragon. He would eat 13, and then I could just Ring of Destruction, and he would have to like Judgment or something. But I don't think that's the play. Just end my turn here. He has Graceful Charity. Ojama Trio's pretty dead. That's why I was running 2 when I first built the deck, but I chose to cut it to 1. It does work well with the Panda, but like right now it's just doing nothing because he has too many monsters. It's obviously really nice when like they have 2 monsters, they activate Premature Burial, and you can fill up their field. I actually have built a Ojama Trio Ground Collapse deck where your whole goal is to basically make it so your opponent doesn't have monster zones, and I think it's funny, but it's not that good. I draw Premature Burial now. I really want to find a way to do damage, but I'm absolutely sure I'm going to change the Panda, I think. Do I attack with the Panda? I'm going to switch, I think, the Fairy Lily to defense position. And I'll switch the Swordswoman to defense. And I'm going to attack with the Panda. Do I do Kaiku or do I do the face down? I'm going to do the face down. It's probably like Emissary of the Afterlife. Skill drain. He pays 1,000. Okay. Okay, that's actually really good for me. So I then eat. Actually, I'm going to change a skill drain. Just because I want to do this. Okay, so he Solums. I forced it out. That's basically what I was thinking there. So he pays 13, and now I will eat 1,800. Next, I will, I think, set the Torrential Tribute, because if he summons, then I can just Premature Burial next turn and win. Or if I have a monster next turn, then I can summon it. He just, I don't like seeing more back row. Back row is no fun. I think I'm going to change the Panda to defense. And end my turn. I just need to clear the field, and I don't like him setting more monsters. Or set Bell and Traps. I really want him to summon first, even though the Book of Moon, I could, like, flip something face down and then flip it back up. Torrential. I'm just going to end the turn here. Solemn Judgment. Okay, that's a card that I think I really needed. So Nobleman, the new set. It was an Emissary of the Afterlife. Okay. Let's go ahead and set the Solemn. End the turn. Upstart Goblin. Okay. Another Guakagiri Panda. I think summoning this Panda is better, and then Torrentialing and keeping the Book of Moon for defense. So, summon Panda and Torrential. Now, the problem is here, I have to get the Guakagiri Panda. I would get the Swordswoman, but it can't attack because of my own gravity bind. Actually, I think I have game. Next, let's Premature Burial. Actually, no, I don't have game. I'm gonna have to Solemn Judgment their Judgment. So that's... Okay, I win. Perfect. So what did I see there that I think I want to change? Skill Drain is definitely frustrating. I'm going to definitely put in Heavy. I think that's essential. He didn't tribute anything. Maybe the Smashing Ground. I think the Noblemans honestly don't do too much, only because he's running the literally counter to Nobleman Big Shield Gardener. Excuse me. My hands are freezing for some reason. I don't know why. Here's 2 Wave Motion Cannons, which, frankly, might be kind of sick with a Solemn Judgment to back both of them up. He just sets one, ends turn. I also have Pot of Greed, so, like, automatically just really nice. And I get Giant Rat Area B. Let's go ahead and activate 2 Wave Motion Cannons. We will set the Giant Rat. And I probably could have taken out, like, some of the... Actually, no, Gravity Bind did do a lot back in that last game. And then I'll set... I'll end there first. I want to, like, bait out Heavy, just because if he has a Judgment... I mean, I probably should have set the Judgment. That'd be a lot of life points. He has a Graceful Charity off the top. Discarding a Skill Drain, so that could be a Skill Drain that he has set. Or he has one more in his hand. And Upstart Goblin. Gets Duo. Hits 1. Okay, Nightmare Wheel's a little unfortunate. I probably would have liked to keep that. I'll discard the Book of Moons. I have 3 of it, and Area B is better defense than not. Okay, and he gets a Nobleman for the Giant Rat. Emissary of the Afterlife, and hits me for 1,600. Call of the Haunted. Both of these get 1 token. I'll activate Area B. And now I'll set the Judgment just because Heavy would be very frustrating. He hits the Area B with MST in the end phase. Sangan and Emissary now, 2,600 total. I could have, yeah, no, I like Judgment the Sangan could have been interesting. Nightmare Wheel is a card. And put 2 tokens on these. Hits me for 1,000. And I'll Nightmare Wheel the Emissary. Okay. This is a standby. He takes 500. Both of my Wave Motion Cannons get a token. Declare to Grave. Hits him for 3,000. Declare to Grave. So he's at 500 now. Don't have a monster in Grave, so I'm just going to set the Ring of Destruction and end. I think I'll activate the ring if, like, he does anything important. but he's dead next standby phase if he doesn't get rid of the... And I won. Okay, that's what Panda Burn's designed to do. Thank you all for watching. I think this was a pretty fun match. I might play some more Panda Burn because it's fun, it's good control. Yeah, thank you all and goodbye.